Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today we're going to solve a question. Find the repeating and missing number from an array. Suppose there is an array given 4, 3, 6, 2, 1, 1. We need to find out which one is the missing number from this array. Okay. And which one is the repeating number. We can observe that for a length of 6, the range of the array should be 1 to n. That means the array should contain numbers from 1 to n. So let the length be n. Here we can see that 5 is missing, 5 is not present in the array, and 1 is repeating in the array. That is the question. We need to find out the missing number and the repeating number. Okay. If there is an array like a equal to 1, 4, 3, and 3 again, here the length is 4. In this array, the missing would be 2 and repeating will be 3. That means ideally the array should contain 1, 2, 3, 4 in any order, but these are the numbers that it should contain. But it has 1, 4, 3, 3. Here 2 is missing and 3 is repeated. Okay, that is the question. Now, how are we going to find out the missing and the repeating? We are going to use an hash table of size n plus 1. Okay, suppose there are four numbers. For this array, four numbers, we should create an array of size 5 so that we can elements in the array. The array length of the array is 4. We should create n plus 1 hash size array. Okay, why? Because if we create n size array, that means 4 size, the hash set should only contain up to this much. That why? Because this is 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 size hash array, but we need to have this fourth index also so that we can store this value. Okay, that is why we are creating hash of n plus 1 size. Now what we are going to do is we are going to traverse the array one by one and increase the count increase the count. By default the value should be 0 in all the places. Okay, now we find 1. We will increase the count of 1. Okay, now we find 4. We'll increase the count of index 4. We find 3. We increase the count of index 3. And we find 3 again. We will again increase the count of third index. Okay. Therefore, this is the current hash array. It has elements like this. Okay. Now, what we are going to do is we will start checking from this position. If hash of I is greater than 1, that means it is repeating. Okay, like for when I becomes 3, when I will come here and it will find that it has 2, that means 3 is occurring 2 times in the array, that means it is repeating. Else if we find that hash of I is equal to 0, that means like for I equal to 2, it is found that the index 2 has value 0. It actually means that the original array does not contain 2, mean never. That means no value of 2 is found in the original array. That means it is the missing number. Okay, repeat equal to I hope you understand the algorithm. Let's try to code it. Okay, so we're going to take the length of the array intn cinn vector int a of size n. Now we're going to take input for int I equal to 0, I less than in, I plus plus, cin a of I. That means we are taking input of the array elements one by one. Now we will create a function that will return two integers. That means it should have vector as a return type, vector int, namely repeat and missing. It will accept the vector a from the main function, vector int a. Okay. Now what we're going to do is we're going to create a, a hash. That means int hash. We are not using a map here, as map does not uh, allow this feature that uh, actually map. What happens is map is, if there are in map, if we do not have any element in the array, like for this example 2 is not present in the array, map will not create a record of 2 in the map. That is why we are not going to use map here. We are using hash so that we can get the 2 index and we can tell that this value is 0. Okay, that is why we are using hash of size. What should be the size? The size should be the size of the array plus 1, and all the default values should be 0. Okay, now we are going to traverse through the original array int I equal to 0, I less than a dot size, and I plus plus. What we are going to do is hash of a of I plus plus. That is how we fill up hash. Okay, now we are going to check from the I uh, I equal to 1th index, int I equal to 1, I equal to 1 till I less than hash dot size. That means we're going from 1 from this place to the size of the hash from up to this. Okay, not any further or not any up to the length of the hash. We're traversing and we will check. Uh, we're checking if hash of I is greater than 0 or not. Sorry, not greater than 0, greater than 1 or not. That means it has occurred more than once. So int, let me keep two variables, int missing equal to -1 and repeating equal to -1 2. Okay, if hash of I is greater than equal to 1, we will put repeating equal to I. Why I and not why hash of I? Because hash of I, that means these values represent the occurrence of the value in the original array, but these elements correspond to the value in original array. Okay, I hope you understand. Let me tell once again. The values in hash of I represent how many times it has occurred in the array, not the actual array element, but the index, that means the I, represent the actual elements present in the array. For example, 3. 3 is the actual value present in the array and it has occurred 2 times. That is why to get the element that is repeating, we are storing I. I hope you understand. Okay. Else if hash of I equal to 0, it should be stored in missing. Missing equal to I. Same concept, why I and not hash of I. And we are going to return missing and repeating. To to return a vector of two elements, we can return in this way also. Okay. Now we are going to store it in the main function. Let me write vector int answer equal to what? We can call the function here missing, repeat and missing, and we will send the array A. Okay. What will happen is it will return these two values as a vector, and this answer vector will store these two values. Now we are going to print this array int I equal to 0, I less than answer dot size I plus plus cout uh, answer I. Okay, so let me write 4 1 4 3 and 3. Let me run it. The output should be 2 and 3. Okay, so it should not actually hash is an integer array, not a vector, so the function size is not applicable with hash. Okay, what you need to do is you need to write this. Actually, this is the length of the array. Therefore, we need to write this thing here. Where I less than error size plus one. Okay. Yes. Now you can see that 2 is the missing element, as missing is sent first and then repeating. So 2 is missing and 4 by 4. Okay. It should be repeating greater than 1. Uh, I actually wrote it greater here, but mistakenly wrote greater than equal to. That means 2 is missing and 3 is greater than 1. That means oh, appearing twice in the original array. I hope you understand the question and the solution. If you like the video helpful, please subscribe to the channel.